Welcome back to another episode of the Whiskey Wisdom Podcast, everyone. This is your co-host, Tyler Y'all, and today I am with
Chris Kellum.
And our special guest today is
Buffy Andrews.
Thanks for coming back on again.
Yeah.
We previously had Buffy on, so you can go back to one of the later episodes, learn a little bit more about her practice, and what she does. But this time, we're bringing Buffy on to talk about Wellness Without Walls, your
Dun,
nonprofit.
dun, dun.
See? Yeah, Tyler was like, oh, we're bringing Buffy on. And I'm like, did she open a new business? Like, I was really
You never know.
Like, what
honestly. You never know. I could.
I'm trying. My in-laws were in town this weekend, and I was like, I want to find this address of this building, and I can't find it. And they're like, why? Well, I want to open a bar. Do you need to?
Mm-hmm.
Of course you do.
Or you never need to open a bar.
Yeah, I guess not.
Unless
But
you
one
want to
of the
make some
things-
tinctures.
Right.
Yeah, that you do need when you open a bar is alcohol. So, with that being said, Chris, what are we sipping on today?
So, not every bar needs alcohol, but mine probably will. We're sipping all the things on one of our favorites, and it might be reevaluated. It might have fallen. We'll find out. But this is Bear Proof, the huckleberry flavored whiskey. It's from Montana.
Interesting.
I know. Well,
very nervous.
the first time we got it, Jen went traveling out that way and grabbed us a bottle. But it's interesting because it's like the largest population of bears is in the Glacier National Park. Did you guys know that?
Oh,
Did not.
gosh. Remind me next time I'm booking my trip to try to
right.
get that bear spray.
Stay away from the bears.
But bears love huckleberries. So that's why it's
Okay.
called Bear Proof.
And maybe don't bring this whiskey in your backpack.
Correct.
So it's
Like
not too
hiking.
bear proof then. You're kind of bringing the bears on.
Correct.
Yeah, interesting.
It's a misnomer. My favorite way to drink this is with, I forget what it's called now.
Tea.
Ginger beer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I can see that.
You know, whiskey
A
ginger
little Montana mule.
beer. Mhm.
Exactly, yeah.
Ooh,
That's
I
a
like
good,
that.
good name for it.
Mhm.
So this is just quite literally a classic whiskey, and then they macerate fresh huckleberries. You know what that means?
Nope.
Mm-mm, surely don't.
And they literally just smash them
Sounds,
up.
yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like you just smash.
Yeah. Smash them up, get the juice out, and then mix the juice in with the whiskey.
Okay.
And you can definitely smell the huckleberries.
Mm-hmm.
We're in this podcast, we've had a handful of flavored whiskeys, but this one actually smells the best.
Yeah. Probably the most
Of like a-
natural of all
like,
the flavors. that
natural
we've
of the
had.
flavored. We've
Okay.
had plantain flavored, and we've had
Plantain flavor?
yeah,
That's true. I forgot about
so
that. Mhm.
interesting.
cinnamon
I
like
could get down with
Fireball,
cinnamon, yeah.
Yeah.
But like plantains?
Yeah.
What does that really taste like?
bananas.
Bananas.
It really did?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
You'll have to try it. I almost brought a bottle.
Yes. One
but
day.
we can't do too many
Too
flavored
many flavor
whiskeys.
whiskeys.
No, yeah.
All right, so we'll try
Okay.
it and see what you think.
I'm abstaining from this one. It's 1 of 4 today.
Okay.
That's why he
Okay.
keeps me on, because I got long arms.
Oh, man. I'm nervous. You know, that's actually way smoother than I thought it would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
I
almost
think it might be slowly getting converted a little bit.
right.
So this,
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
this is how they mess with you, though. Because they're like, oh, try this really fun flavored cocktail. Because, like, the huckleberry definitely tones it down, so it doesn't
Mhm.
taste like a true whiskey.
Yeah. True whiskey will make me
Yeah.
do a thing with my face.
Yeah.
This didn't. So
Yeah.
that was nice.
The other thing that throws people off with it too is when you smell it, it almost smells like a gin.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
think it has like that juniper like
Yes.
Christmas
That's
tree
exactly
taste.
why I was
and-
nervous because
yeah.
I don't love that about gin.
See,
So this was nice. This was better.
I almost brought my favorite gin, too. You know where that's from?
Is it the end of days gin?
No.
Oh.
It is from Hidden Ships.
Hidden
Oh,
Ships.
that's right.
Where's
Yeah,
that?
I'm a very citrusy person.
Citrus City.
Oh, okay.
Check out our previous episodes. We interviewed the owners and talked
Okay.
about the flavors and profiles of how they got that one.
Nice. Okay.
And talking about people owning things, starting crazy new adventures.
Yeah.
Tell us why you're here today.
Well, I'm here to talk about
Hmm.
Wellness Without Walls. Essentially, Wellness Without Walls is a nonprofit. I actually started it in 2019.
Okay.
When I kind of the same year I started my practice, I started it because, you know, as a mental health therapist, I was giving away a lot of pro bono sessions for people. I was noticing that there was a lot of other professionals doing the same thing. But we really can't do that as a profession for too long, right? Because it's the type of work that we do is not just like a one-off session, right? It's
Okay.
like you're entering into a relationship with people. And so I was like, what if we kind of worked together, created this network of providers where we could essentially still get reimbursed a decent amount, but also be able to help people by giving free or reduced cost sessions. So it started out with just the mental health piece, but now we actually have mental health counseling, nutritional therapy, functional medicine, life coaching, substance use recovery coaching. So we have quite a few different types of providers in our network. But essentially, our goal is just to offer free and reduced counseling and wellness services for people who can't afford it. So that would be people who either don't have insurance or maybe Medicaid, Medicare, that's not as widely accepted,
Gotcha.
that kind of thing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, like, in general, pro bono
Mm-hmm.
happens in the past and
Yeah.
like currently is still happening. But could you give me a reason as to like why you would be giving away a pro bono? It's a
Yeah,
question,
just
but
usually like it's someone might reach out for something like mental health counseling and they either, the provider that they might need to see maybe doesn't take Medicaid, which might be their insurance, or maybe they just don't have insurance that would help cover a session, or maybe the provider themselves just doesn't take
Yeah.
that type of insurance. And a lot of people need certain types of care with certain types of providers. So, a lot of providers, especially, for me, my history is social work. That's like my
Yeah.
background, my major. And so because that's my background, I'm more inclined to feel this like pull on my heartstrings, to help someone out kind of thing. It's also part of like our code of ethics actually too. So there's a lot of social workers in our community that we're all doing the same thing. So
Nice.
yeah.
Going back and forth
Yeah, you're good.
because that's just the way my brain thinks.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask a totally not business
Okay,
related
cool.
question. What is your opinion? Do they have enough social workers out there?
Oh gosh, no.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I would say what I've observed in the field is that we have a way more what are, a traditional counselor
Mhm.
coming into the field, which is fine, but they don't learn the same types of things in school. They are way more focused, I feel like, on specific counseling theory and counseling like interventions and things like that. Whereas social work does take a much broader perspective in terms of like systemic issues that could be happening for someone. And you tend to learn a little bit more about how to think critically about kind of why did someone get into the position that they're in general.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like counseling is more geared towards just like, how do I sit with you here in this
Okay.
issue? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
No, I asked that question twofold.
Yeah.
One, because I was curious as to why schools have counselors and social workers.
right.
And that
Mhm.
explains it because
Mhm.
they hit two different aspects.
Yeah, lenses of it. Yeah.
Which is
Mhm.
very cool.
Yeah. And even within social work, you can do like macro versus micro, right? So, or clinical or not. So, a lot of times you can take that social work route where it is more of a macro. And so you might go into working at a food bank or you might, working for somewhere where you're more so advocating for people
Okay.
versus like sitting and being the more clinical kind of route. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So since you're in both of those
Mhm.
positions, what were some of the things that were more difficult for you as a social worker and then more difficult for you as a counselor?
That's a really good question. I would say as a social worker in general, some of the difficult pieces is just getting the community maybe bought in to how we can really care and walk alongside people and making it more united versus divisive kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably the hardest from a social work perspective. From a counseling perspective, I think one of the more difficult pieces is just a lot of the barriers and the red tape that come with what you have to do in order to see someone with their insurance, right? So you've got, you know, very specific service units, meaning like you can only see people for, 53 to 60 minutes or 32 to 40, what,
Yeah.
Is that really?
yeah, and that's how they
Wow.
bill,
Okay,
sessions
yeah.
and diagnosing is just really I don't love it. I don't love diagnosing people because I feel like it was created from like a very money-driven perspective
Right.
versus an actual like how are we helping perspective. So, yeah.
No, That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's two really interesting perspectives then, taking it from like the social work side
Mhm.
versus the counseling side.
Yeah.
Would you say that social work probably has more access to people that need the help, and then counselors kind of have more of like the red tape to get through to like actually have that help?
It's hard to say because it really just depends on where you work, like what type of environment you're in.
Okay.
So like at Madewell, I'm a social worker, but I'm also the counselor, right? And so
Right.
it's the same kind of red tape. Whereas, maybe if you are more so in a community-based mental health center or wellness center or something, you might have more resources to kind of pull from, because maybe you're funded by Medicaid dollars or government dollars or grants or things like that. And
Right.
so you do kind of have a little bit more of the resourcing there. Whereas, like, if you're in more of a private practice type of setting, you do have to be a little bit more creative with your business mindset of
Okay.
how do we generate enough revenue to help cover the cost of certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Wellness Without Walls, who is coming to you for those services?
Mhm.
And do you reach out to people to provide the services, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. So, primarily, really, the people coming to us is really anyone who is connected to any of our providers who maybe reached out to one of them and said, "Oh, I'd love to come in for counseling. Oh, but you don't take my insurance. Like, I can't afford that." Right. And so
Right.
then they kind of get referred to Wellness Without Walls. And
Okay.
we've had all types of clients, anywhere from kids in foster care, women who are escaping domestic violence situations, young 20 somethings who are just feeling really suicidal, lots of different types of people because
Yeah.
it's really, it impacts everyone across the spectrum.
Right.
And then as far as like reaching out, I don't advertise necessarily like, come to Wellness Without Walls, we can help you,
Right.
because again, people will come and it's
Yes.
really all about how much money we have, whether or not we can help them,
Mhm.
right? So I try not to like promote it
Yeah.
just because we'll run out of money really fast. So,
One of the reasons why we decided to bring you on to talk about it, not necessarily to promote the service necessarily itself.
yeah.
Most of the people that listen to our podcast are going to be like middle to upper middle class listeners, people
Yeah.
typically around our age, like young adults,
Yeah.
and middle age adults. And also, we do this series. We started it last year. We bring on a nonprofit
Mhm.
in November, leading up to the giving season of December.
Yes. Follow up.
So that's the reason why we decided to bring
Uh-huh.
you on. Last year we did 4. That was overwhelming. So we decided to focus on 1 this time.
Nice. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So we wanted to let people know what you do and everything
Yeah.
as well too, to
Yeah.
hopefully bring
Yeah.
some people more awareness of how
Yeah.
they can help people with different mental illnesses and just
Yeah.
different help.
Yeah. It's definitely a huge need, especially with, y'all, I've been on Facebook the last couple of days and I'm in all these like therapist groups,
Yeah.
Wilmington counselor groups, mom groups, all kinds of things. And there are people posting in there left and right now about, oh my goodness, my insurance premium is going way up and I can't afford this. Some of them are jumping up $500, $600 a month.
Mhm.
Our economic climate is already really scary for a lot of people. And to have something like that happen, it's like, that's why Wellness Without Walls exists, honestly, is I really value us meeting not just people who are on Medicaid dollars, like, okay, there's like a little gnat in my face.
Mhm.
Not just people who are on Medicaid dollars, but people who are in that middle class bracket, right?
Right.
Like, personal experience, my husband did just lose his job. We did just lose our insurance benefits, right? So for me to have somewhere where I could turn, where you're able to access the different types of care that you need for free or reduced cost is really, really important,
Yeah.
especially for those in between times for people. And I took the federal poverty guidelines. I do this because they're
Yeah.
a joke, and I ramped them up, right? So it's,
Yeah.
based on your income, how many people are in your household, but it's not just like, oh, you can only make 15 grand a year in order to qualify, right? Like it allows people in that middle bracket to really access the care that they need and to really hopefully integrate care for people too. Because, there's some people who can afford to go to counseling, but they can't afford to do the nutritional therapy piece, or
Yeah.
maybe they really need to go get functional medicine help, but obviously they can't afford that, right? Like we had a woman who was a mom stay-at-home mom, but she just had, like, a lot of physical health issues, but for her, she, like, felt like she was crazy, right? And she did an immersion through our programs, and then we connected her with functional medicine, and the functional medicine doctor was like, "Oh my gosh, you need to go to urgent care.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
this is real your levels are really bad." So, we were able to catch that because we were able to provide that for her,
Yeah.
whereas, like, no other doctor, she's gone to
Mm.
doctors, and they weren't telling her anything was wrong, you know? And so our functional medicine doctor was able to find that for
Oh,
her.
wow.
Yeah, so it's about integrating care, and it's about living in the I guess the perimeter, right, of, like, what is normal,
Yeah.
Correct.
because we also don't have to abide by standard service units, if you will, because we are primarily, like, privately funded. We do get a couple of grants, but it allows us to, like, we create the type of service we want to offer people. So, could it be a 1-hour session? Yes, but could it be a 2-hour session if you need it? Also, yes.
Right.
And it will get covered, and it will not be something that is like, "Oh, sorry, like, we don't do that here. Book you out 3 weeks from now," right? So my goal is to keep us away from insurance at all costs
Right.
and just to keep us with the ability to be creative
Yeah.
with what we offer people, because I believe that that's how you actually meet people where they're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touch on something that you do too that I think is different is the immersions
Yeah.
that you do. So it could be anywhere from, like you said, the 2 hours to 8 hours,
Mhm.
right? Can you go a little bit
Yeah.
more into exactly how that works?
Yeah. So the Breakthrough Healing Immersions is what we call them. They are a 1, 2, or 3-day option. If it's a 1 day, it's 5 hours at a time, and then the 2 and 3-day options are about 3.5 to 4 hours
Mm.
each day. I really love the immersions because I feel like it keeps people in the momentum of why they are there in the first place, right? So, like, a lot of people might sign up for trauma counseling, and then you get there and you might, finally dump out all the things from your trauma, but then, oh, your hour's up, and then you have to wait 2 or 3 weeks to come back to maybe start processing that. And inevitably, I feel like people just end up talking about their week and they forget to, like, keep going deep into their trauma. And so the healing immersions are really great because we can kind of keep that momentum, and, like, it's really a matter of being like, "Hey, when you come, what are we going to do or talk about or process through that's going to feel successful for you?" And then at the end of that, I give people what I call a healing guidebook, and that healing guidebook outlines everything that we've talked about during that time, additional resources, podcasts to listen to, books to listen to or read, referrals for other doctors, labs I think you should get drawn, like, all kinds of stuff. And then I give that to them, and then I do a follow-up 4 to 6 weeks later just to kinda say, "Okay, we did a lot together. What are you putting into practice? What's actually working for you? What's not working for you? And then where do I need to continue to either, like, refer you somewhere or, we might continue some more work together kind of thing."
Yeah.
So I love the immersions because I feel like it's like if you've ever gone to, like, a conference or a retreat or something and you have all these, like, little nuggets that you walk away with that you're like, "Yeah," and you remember them, like, they stick
Yeah.
with you. I feel like immersions do that for people because it gives them the opportunity for an aha moment, you know? And I think it just allows your nervous system enough time and space to actually say, "Okay, like, I've got room here where I can dump out all the things
Right.
that I need to talk about." And people are always surprised when they do them. They're like, "Wow, that 4 hours went by so fast."
Mhm.
I'm like, "Yeah, yeah,
So
it did. I told you it would. You were nervous. You were nervous at first, but it went by fast."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
so
I guess it does make you more nervous too when you walk into a place and like the time's ticking, you have 1 hour to get everything out. Like it's amazing how fast 1 hour is.
Mhm.
And then you extrapolate it over 4 or 5 hours, you can
Yeah.
finally start to get somewhere.
Right. And some people just really need that space to feel fully heard,
Mhm.
right? Like, sometimes it's not even about learning some crazy new skill or, I don't know, like, having some sort of technique that you learned, whatever.
Right.
Sometimes it's just about finally feeling like, man, I was able to get all of that out and that felt really good,
Mhm.
and
I like
have
that.
someone actually hear you and,
Right.
so
So on the men's side of things,
yeah.
because we're in November, men's awareness is that
It's
men's mental health awareness.
which we talked about all year long,
That's
just like
right.
everything else.
That's
Just like
right.
everything. Do you have the opportunity or the ability to work with men who want to
Mhm.
come in and get any services done? I know you're mostly like
Yeah.
women driven, but I know
Yeah, no,
everyone
actually,
does.
so through my practice, yeah, we have more women, but
Yeah.
through Wellness Without Walls, I've actually done a lot of work with a lot of men. So it's been really cool because I've done quite a few immersions with men. I actually really love also doing like business building immersions, which I can do through that too. And a lot of men will sign up for that. But yeah, so there's definitely, we have providers. We actually just brought on a life coach who is a man and who is like in the construction world as his like kind of daytime
Yeah.
job, but he
Oh,
likes
wow.
to do the life coaching piece on the side. And so he's all about fitness, life coaching, all that kind of good stuff. And so it's, yeah, we're adding men providers like
Yep.
as much as we can. There's just not
Yeah.
that many out there, if we're gonna be
There
honest.
aren't.
Right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point
Yeah.
that out because a lot of guys are like, well, if I want to go to counseling, do I want to talk to a woman or do I want to talk
Mhm.
to a guy?
Yeah.
Which makes me laugh because I was watching this video the other day and this girl was like, going to therapy and I'm talking to this woman, but she was great. She just didn't help me because I want to know why I should have the audacity. So she went and found a men's counselor
Mhm.
that worked with her and he like challenged her thought process. And I'm like, I think in everything you should have
Mhm.
perspectives from both sides so
Yeah.
you can grow because nothing is
For sure.
one-sided.
Yeah.
So that's why I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then with Wellness Without Walls, right?
Mhm.
So many W's.
I know. www.
I love the alliteration.
Whiskey and Wisdom Wellness Without Walls episode.
See? Quad.
That's a lot. Wow.
That's at Quint Fives.
Yeah.
Can people donate or assist, and
Yeah.
how could they do that? I'm asking it now, so then we can also
Yes.
tag it at the back end.
Yeah,
too.
for sure. So yeah, on our website, wellnesswithoutwalls.co, you can go on there. There's a donate button. Feel free to give right on there. Also, if you're a pickleballer and you want to pickleball, we have a tournament coming up November 15th at Pickle and Taps. So it's that like
Oh,
indoor
yeah.
pickleball place. So if you wanted to join in, you can join the tournament. We're actually doing a 50-50 raffle there. So you can win some money and help support Wellness Without Walls and play pickleball all day. So if you're into that, come join November 15th. It's like 8 to 6 all day. I'll be there.
Oh,
My kids might be there. It could be. It's gonna
I'm
be a wild
sure
ride.
Tippett will be there. She's there all the time.
Oh,
She
really?
actually has a wedding, but she won't be. So sad. But she's helping
Oh,
promote
okay.
it and stuff. So
Nice.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just love that.
Yeah.
Like in general, I still have never played pickleball. Do you play?
No, no. My husband does. I'm not a pickleballer.
Hmm.
I don't have the attention span for it. I really don't.
No.
I just thought it was a short game.
Oh, it is,
When
but
you-
they love to keep playing. And I'm
No.
kind of like, cool, we did it. Like,
I
let's
won.
go
Let's
do something else.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the other advisors in the building with us, he'll go and he'll play for 4 to 6 hours, like
Yeah,
at a
what?
day, like at a time. And I played with him a few weeks ago, and after like an hour, I'm like, cool, like this was fun. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing now?
Right,
And
right.
he was like, you don't want to keep going? I was like, well,
Yeah,
Well, I guess it makes like if you go and play pickup basketball, you're going for
yeah,
a few hours,
yeah. Especially tournaments. Tournaments usually last
yeah.
all day.
unless
Yeah.
you're bad.
Oh, we're gonna have food trucks at the tournament too. So
Oh,
there's gonna
nice.
be Wheels Pizza and
Okay.
Coastal Carolina Barbecue Surf and Turf. It's a
Nice.
long name, but yeah, they'll be there, and so you can donate again at the tournament, purchase some swag, purchase some stickers, or just online wellnesswithoutwalls.co. We have a donate button. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Do you have any like polos?
No polos. We have some Comfort Color t-shirts. Are you into that? No.
I wish.
Yeah.
They, every time, because like we wash and like
Mhm.
we hang dry a lot,
Uh-huh.
but I'm too lazy to hang dry Comfort Colors.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they shrink, and then I'm like,
Oh, I've never had that issue with them shrinking.
I'm tall.
Yeah.
So like it shrinks enough for
Yeah,
me to
sure.
notice. And most people are like, oh, it fits. And I'm like,
That's how
Yeah.
I am. I hope everything shrinks. I'm putting.
you know, always got to throw out the random conversations.
I do have another question.
Go
though.
ahead.
You mentioned life coach. So
Yeah.
what is the difference between a life coach and like the typical counselor you would go see on a
Yeah. So typically I'll just say like coaching in general versus counseling in general, because coaching can have so many different types of coaches.
right?
But typically the primary difference is that counselors and therapists usually, now I'm not going to like generalize to all because I'm not like that, but
Mhm.
usually are more past focused, where it's like, what got you here? What are the things that led up to you being where you're at today? Whereas I feel like coaching in general is more future oriented and driven. So it's a little bit more on the path of like, okay, here's what's going on, but like, how do we get you where you want to go faster, right? But I do believe that you really need a blend of both. Like, if you want to be good at either one, which is why I feel like my personal counseling and therapy style is a little bit more coaching in a lot of ways. But I also have that lens that says like, but why and what caused you to get here?
Right.
But also, it's an art. It's all an art. You know, whether you're a
Yes.
coach or a therapist, it's an art form. And so there can be really good coaches and really bad coaches.
Right.
There can be really good therapists, really bad therapists. So,
Yes.
you know, you just got to know who you're working with.
So what you're saying is if you have a bad experience with a therapist, you should try somebody different.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they call it like speed dating, you know, it's like you really do
Yeah.
have to kind of like try them on and see who
Yeah.
fits kind of thing. And yeah, not every therapist is for every person. And I feel like not every therapist or coach is for every person in every season, right? Like I
Got
think
you.
there are
Okay.
some seasons where you might do really well with one type of therapist or coach. Then there's other seasons where you just might not, or you might need something different from a different one. And that's okay to be like, hey, you know what? You helped me a lot through this thing that I really feel like I needed. But like, I think it's time for me to focus on these other things, right? And if your therapist or coach can't meet you in these other things, then you find someone else, you know? But also you as a client have to let them know, I would like to switch gears here, you
Right.
know,
Yes.
or whatever.
You have to be
So,
open enough
yes.
about your goals and like what you're focusing.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I had a
Cool.
performance coach for a while, and it really helped in like that season of time for
Right.
me, just kind of get to like the next level.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I was like, okay, this is a little like too generic for where I need to go now.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot of effort to get to where I am now. But knowing like, okay, so that next push, I need to be more specific in like the finance realm where I am
Yeah.
and kind of move towards that. But also knowing that I couldn't have got to where I was without that
Right.
coach to begin
Right.
with.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
just kind of going back and forth. And I'll probably end up going back to him again too for another like
Exactly.
leap
Yeah.
and stuff. But same thing, like
Yeah.
let them know. Like that's
Yeah.
always nice.
Yeah.
Sorry. See, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
To ask those odd
Those
questions that
conversations.
I love it.
get you somewhere.
Yeah. I love it.
So, do you have a coach?
I have used coaches
Yeah.
at different points in time. I had a coach last year before I had my daughter, and I had her for like 6 months. And then I have a therapist that I'll see like every month and a half or so. So yeah, I'll hire different people for different things. And
Okay.
yeah,
So even people who are making it still need.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like a running theme, like that
Oh yeah.
thread through everything. It's like
Oh, yeah.
even though you've hit a point, you still need assistance
Oh, yeah.
in some parts of your life.
For sure.
Even my performance coach, who's been known to be one of the top performance coaches in the world, he has 2 other coaches and a therapist.
Right.
So
Yeah.
in
I
order
mean,
to keep going ahead.
it's kind of like, I don't know. I just feel like in our world, and this may be getting too philosophical or deep, but here we go. I just feel like in our world, we've lost a little bit of the whole like communal living and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I think with the loss of that comes the loss of things like mentorship,
Mhm.
accountability, you know, responsibility for a lot of different things. And so our friends aren't always going to cut it when it comes to being able to offer those things. I feel like
Yes.
used to back in the day, you know, you could survive without your therapist because you like lived in the community where you had the like family, you know, doctor that would go around and meet with everyone
Yeah.
or whatever, you know. But it just doesn't happen like that anymore. And so you really do have to kind of outsource some of that, especially if you're not going to be in a friend group that's willing to go there with you
Right.
on those kind of things. So, yeah.
I think that's also something to think about, like in general, like
Mhm.
not just like every counselor is not good for everything. Not every friend is meant to be with you for
Right.
every season
Sure.
of your progression,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is kind of hard to think.
It is. It's a little sad,
Mhm.
but it's real. And we have to like learn how to grieve that,
Yes.
you know, because it is sad.
I always feel like it'd be hard, like for me personally, to be like in a counseling position, right? Because of having like the sympathy and the empathy, and as one side of it, and then two, like for me, I feel like I would wear a lot of what people dump on me too. So I feel like
Mhm.
the probably important to also have another therapist, like
Yeah.
to talk to, right? Just like
Yeah.
to go
Yeah.
through that. Or I also know I'm not cut out for that job.
Yeah.
So like, is that
Yeah.
something that actually is like an issue? Is like just hearing like problems all the time, and are you good at just like, you know what,
Yeah.
this stays here? Because like I can do that in my job here. It's
Yeah.
like I walk
Yeah.
out, I really don't care what the market did like 4 hours prior.
Right,
Like, is it
right,
the same
yeah.
thing for you that you're able to do?
Yeah, I think you kinda get to that place. I think as a very new therapist, it's not as easy to do
Mm.
because you just don't know and you don't have the experience. But once you've been in the I mean, I've been in the field for like 12 years now. And so I feel like once you've been in the field for that long, you do learn how to recognize like I can only help people to the extent that they're willing to help themselves,
Right.
right? So for one, I guess I would say a healthy therapist can do that,
Okay.
right?
Right,
Like
sure.
a healthy person knows that they are not responsible for all the things that are happening in someone's life. Like that person is responsible for that. Now, are there certain situations and things that are shared with me that are kind of, more devastating or sad? Of course. But yeah, that is where it's like it's good to be able to talk about it or even just like, yeah, have a trusted person that you can kind of go to and be like, oh my
Right.
gosh, like can't believe this happened. But it also, I think for me, I think something that I love about my job is that it keeps me humble and it keeps me like in the know of what people are experiencing, meaning like societally,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And I think having that awareness is what drives me a little bit in terms of how I pursue helping people and how I pursue like growing the nonprofit, making sure that we are taking care of the needs that are there and not just like, speaking from my ivory tower kind of thing
Mhm.
and being like, yeah, we should change this and this. It's like, no, I actually do have an awareness of what people need because I'm meeting with people all the
Yeah.
time,
Right.
So
And I think that's great for being in the position you're at, because a lot of times people making these grand gestures with these nonprofits or like just across the board
yeah,
aren't connected with
right.
like that lower level. So
Yeah.
they're making concepts and ideas without actually seeing how it's affecting
Yeah.
or who is affected by it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've like even just here in our community, it's like we have a lot of resources that are really great and do really collaborate well and keep a good, unified front. But there's also, yeah, a lot of things that are not funded, like Wellness Without Walls, because we're not necessarily saying, yeah, I'm serving just the homeless population or like these
Yeah.
extreme
Right.
populations, right? Like, yes, we are serving homeless people because we have and we will,
Yeah.
but we are also serving all the other people that come through our doors that are in just like, we're all kind of one paycheck away from, again, losing our benefits or losing our housing or losing our ability to have food, subsidies now, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, all these things are coming down the pipeline and there's a lot of people scared and a lot of people in need and a lot of people that are going to have mental health crises n- next week, right?
Right.
Because they've lacked food all week this week, right? And so, it's just one of those things, like, we can't forget that it's, like, it's not just one extreme or the other, there's a lot of people in the middle areas that also need care and support, and we actually make up the majority of our community, right? The
Yeah. The
middle
middle
class
ground is, yeah.
person makes up the majority, and they're often forgotten. So, I want Wellness Without Walls to be able to make sure we step in there. Yeah.
I found out recently that there's quite a few people that are part of Wilmington City Council or New Hanover County commissioners that
Mm.
listen to our podcast. So if there's
Mm.
something you could tell
Ooh,
them
hey, Commissioner.
that could help
Oh,
either
gosh.
using either one of the lenses that you've had in your
Mhm.
past, like, hey, you know what? This is something that I've
Yeah.
noticed that I think that you could push out and would be a good benefit.
Yeah, I think if you are a commissioner, work for the county, work for the government, you say that you are about creativity within like how we help and serve people, if you say that you are all about new initiatives that are designed to, meet people in the middle, whatever, like put your money where your mouth is. Because I've seen a lot of things where people say they're about mental health and they won't serve something like Wellness Without Walls because for maybe we haven't been around long enough. I don't know. But when there's people who are saying that they are willing to help serve the community, support them. I just think like bottom line, that's where we have to get as a community
Yeah.
is like someone over here is saying, hey, I want to support, I want to do this thing to serve this community. I think we should step up as a community and meet them there and say, hey, you may not have the funding, but I've got the funding. Let me back you. Let's come alongside you in this. even if the funding comes with, I mean, there's a lot of grants and stuff out there, right, that have rules or guidelines of how you're supposed to spend the money. And if that funding comes with strings like that, sometimes that's okay, right? Because we understand, like, hey, this is your money, guy.
Right.
I got it. But we also have to, I think, not forego the little people kind of deal, because I think the little people become big people with or without your help. And if we can have a community that really supports one another, it speaks volumes and it just
Oh, for
goes
sure.
so much further. And I feel like, yeah, it makes everything better. Like, it just makes me so happy, like, thinking that people could come together that well. But as it sits, it feels like, you know, I don't really know how to describe, like, what it is. There's some sort of divide there,
Yeah.
and it's hard to, like, kinda put your finger on it, because 'cause you're like, I've got the infrastructure here set up. I've got the resources. I've created this whole, like, structure and flow and system. Why would we not work together?" You know? Or why would we try to reinvent the wheel and create something else different that, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess that's my 2 cents.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I agree with you because I've been thinking, and not just right now, which happens
Chris
a
does
lot.
that from time to time.
Yes.
I've been thinking for the last 5 seconds. Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many thoughts I have in 5 seconds. But like in general,
Yeah.
one, we were talking recently, like Hanover County needs more like police presence.
Mhm.
Not because they need to be there to fix something after, but to fix something beforehand.
Yeah.
Which also I think that they should be hand in hand with getting more social workers.
Yeah.
The problem is, y'all, just like teachers and police officers and firefighters, like the people who the community needs, one, don't get paid enough,
No.
and two, the education part of it costs so much that they're so far in debt.
Right.
And I'm just saying, I just wish there was a way to get better funding to
Yeah.
help these, which would then help the communities,
Right.
and then you would grow better.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And that's like, you know, if you are someone out there listening that has deep pockets, I do really firmly believe that we can build a system outside of the red tape
Mhm.
that works really well. And it does just it takes like one good private funded person to like step up and be like, hey, I believe in you. Let's make this happen. Because it can change the trajectory, right? Because even for a nonprofit, right? It's like if we could get one good grant that's like a capacity grant that allows us to spend our dollars on infrastructure and building the nonprofit, then we can like actually exponentially increase how many people we're supposed to help, right? But as it sits, we're like fighting for one grant after the other that's like for a program, which is needed. Like I need
Yeah.
those dollars for those programs, but those dollars don't actually go as far as like if we were to say, hey, let's like, even if I could just hire one therapist that can be my go-to therapist that we like put people with, that in and of itself, you know, would change the game.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
I'll have to fact check myself on this just to double verify.
Okay.
But I heard somewhere that just New Hanover County, all the elections that are coming up, $250,000 was spent on those elections. Like, we talked about this
That's
during the
not that
president.
much.
For just city is a lot.
And it's all
So-
those dang yard signs.
I know, yeah. And it's all the stuff that make.
So-
We talked about this when
Yeah.
it was the presidential election, and it was like
Oh no, I don't even want to
billions of
know. I
dollars.
don't even
Yes.
want to know.
like.
I can't.
But even $250,000 just on 3 seats in the city council of Wilmington, that's a stupid amount of money
Yes.
to get 3 people elected.
Mhm.
Like, I just think about all of the good things people could have done with those donated dollars.
Yeah.
I
Like,
know.
that's
And I'm not trying. Yeah, I'm not trying to like knock politicians. We obviously need them, right? To a
maybe.
degree. But yeah, but there's so many things like that where it's like, what if we all just I mean, wild thought
Right.
time, right? It's like, what if we all just ran our businesses or our political campaigns or whatever on like a percentage based kind of spectrum where
Right.
you say, okay, X percent of money coming in for this campaign goes towards the campaign. X percent goes towards giving back in whatever way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just how I've always run my life. I mean, even like being a part of the church, it's like 10% of your income like goes back to the church in whatever capacity to help grow it, right? And I run my business like that. I give a percentage of my business. Even within the nonprofit, every dollar that we have come in, I have it divided up to say X% goes towards programming, X% is going to go towards structure and growth and software that we need.
Yeah.
And then X% we're going to be able to give back in whatever way, shape, or form, right? And so I just think what if everything was run like that?
Right.
That would change things.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't have billionaires.
But
Right.
people just striving for power.
Yeah. I can't.
I-
Billionaires.
No, I joke.
Unless
I
you're a
was-
billionaire that wants to partner with me.
Right.
No, I laugh because me and my wife literally send videos back and forth all the time. And Billie Eilish was at some event
Oh, yes,
recently,
I saw that.
and she was
yes.
like, yeah, there's a lot of y'all. And yes, I'm sure like billionaires donate money
Of course.
somewhere,
Yeah.
some shape or form.
It's a tax write-off,
But-
you know?
Mhm.
And then I went down the rabbit hole of like, yes, they donate money, but it's usually to some charity that they control, which then
Mhm.
doesn't get anywhere. But I just laughed at like some girl, young person, went and was like, y'all should donate money. And then was like, all right, cool, here's my checkbook. And like drops
Mhm.
over $10 million
Yeah.
as donations to help people.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
we don't need billionaires
Right.
or someone approaching a trillionaire. Like, that money could be spent
Yeah.
helping.
Yeah, because it's like at the end of the day, you can't take it with you. You know, like you can leave it to people behind
Yeah.
you.
Mhm.
Sure. And if that's your goal, if your goal is like to be a billionaire so that you can like leave enough
legacy.
behind you, yeah, that you have a legacy or a foundation that does support, you know, XYZ, great. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, just to have it and like buy 19 cars that you don't even drive yourself because you have a driver, like
True.
what?
I'm just-
I don't understand. I mean,
Right.
somebody enlighten me if there is a very good purpose for that. I'm all ears.
I'd understand if they were like trying to build pyramids again. I was like, I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, oh, you have
Sure.
all this money.
Yeah.
We're building a pyramid.
You're
You're
trying
going
to
to
build the
store a
10th
ton
wonder of the
things.
world
Yeah,
or
let's roll.
something. Yeah.
Well, the aliens did that, Chris.
I don't even care if they. I'm just saying.
Just kidding.
That'd be one of the few times where I'd be like,
Okay.
Yeah.
it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Do I still think you need that money? No.
Great. Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to survive.
Amen.
Yes.
Just thought about that.
And everyone who comes to Wellness Without Walls is also just trying to survive.
See.
You know, there's a lot of us out there. So
And how can people? Because your website's a little different.
Mhm.
Because it's missing an M, right?
yeah, there is no M. It is .co,
Okay.
not .com.
So
Because
wellness.
I think the .com was taken. So I was like, what do we do? Bored. We've got to do something.
Yeah.
But yes, wellnesswithoutwalls.co. There's a donate button on there. You can donate on there. Also, if you're someone who is in need of services, there's a new client interest form on there that you can fill out. And then we respond to you, let you know what we have, what you're eligible for, and we connect you with a provider all through the website.
I love it.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing is that I won't be able to go play pickleball,
Oh, man.
mostly because I have a retail job and I don't get weekends off.
Sure.
And secondly, because I don't play.
Because, yeah, what is pickleball? But
There's other ways for you to support Chris.
that's
know.
right. Yeah.
That's what I'll be doing.
That's what you'll be doing. Also, we did just create a Venmo at Wellness Without Walls. So if you want to Venmo us,
I
you
like
can do that too. It took me literally way too many hours on Facebook and PayPal giving. Let me just say, they
To
don't
make
make
a
it
Venmo?
easy
Oh,
for a
no.
charity to get that stuff figured out.
No.
I was like, why is this the most complicated and cumbersome project that I've
No.
ever undertaken?
That's wild.
They want
I
you
know.
to do, because then if you do Venmo, then you can do paperwork for it and be like, yo, I got this kind of money.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
it's so silly.
It's a lot, yeah. But yeah, Venmo at Wellness Without Walls.
All right.
So-
I'm down.
So, you know.
I'm trying to make it easy for you guys, okay?
So then how do I get the write-off form for it?
Well, we
Send it
mail
to
you
them.
a receipt. Yeah.
Bet.
Yeah, no problem.
So
We
for
have that's
those-
part of our work that we have to do is at the end of the year, who gave, we make all those giving receipts and we send them out.
This
So,
isn't financial advice, but even if you take the standard deduction, you can still get $2,000 to use towards your write-offs as well too. So that's part of the one big beautiful bill.
okay.
So even with the standard deduction, you can still give and get some of your money back at the
So I
end of
can
the year
still give $2,000
and get some
and
of it back
get some of it back.
from the government. Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay, you heard it first.
No.
cool. If you don't want to give it to her, you can give it to me.
You don't get the right
And then
off,
he'll
though.
pass it along. He'll get the write off.
I'm just saying, isn't that what big businesses do when they got it?
Kind of.
We're not going to argue this. But thank you for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
One of my last questions for you.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Oh, I was actually very impressed.
Yep.
Yeah, I really am not a whiskey girl.
I know. After the last
But
time.
I have been slowly like trying. To me, it's really you got to have a drink that's well balanced. You know, if you're gonna do a mixed drink, it's got to be well balanced. And I think I'm just learning that there's like some places that are not well balanced and some that are.
Yes.
And so I've tried a few more that I'm like, oh,
So if you need suggestions, hit me up.
okay,
I always have a good suggestion,
okay, love it.
True.
which is pretty awesome.
My husband has been making me these whiskey drinks that we call them the lemon bomb.
Yeah. Instead of a lemon drop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like lemon, a little maple syrup, whiskey. There's something else in there. I can't
Sounds
remember.
good for a sore throat, too.
Yeah, it's delicious. It's so good.
Lemon bomb.
Yeah, I'll have to get the recipe and send it to you guys.
Yeah.
Does sound
I will try it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get, like, me and my friend were talking. I'm like, we spend so much that if I just made the stuff at home, I'd probably save a little bit.
Oh, for sure, you'd save a lot of it.
Yeah.
And
we
then
were talking about that.
and then you
before
could
the
donate
podcast.
it to Wellness Without Walls.
Right.
But then you come away from, you don't build the community
That's
of
true,
going
yeah.
out and chit-chatting.
But you could just invite them all to your house. He's like, excuse me,
Who
what?
brings people to your
Who
house?
does that? You
Or-
mean you don't want to have like a fire pit and just like all sit around with your mixed whiskey?
Oh, no, I have a
cocktails?
fire pit.
You just don't want people at your house.
I'm fine with people. The problem is the aftermath of people coming over.
Yeah.
Because when you tell
Yeah.
people you have to take your shoes off,
Oh.
and then you got to walk through your house and put them back on to go outside. Like,
Oh. You'd say take them off, carry them through the house,
Right.
drop them at the back door.
yes,
Or you just have those little footsie things that you
slide on your feet.
Yeah, like
on
a
your feet.
daycare.
Yeah.
My friend, so like my friend's dogs are allergic to everything, so they
Oh, gosh.
legitimately like you come in, you can put the little booties on
Mm,
if you don't want to take your shoes off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's actually kind of nice because like some people are like, I'm not undoing my shoes,
yeah.
and
Do you have a pair of shoes that are like that?
yeah, but it's also a lot healthier for your house. And I've noticed
It
those people
is.
don't get as sick. If you've ever
Yeah.
looked in like Asian culture,
Oh.
they make people.
That was
Have you not noticed that?
Respect thing, too.
Yeah. It's like holy ground.
Yeah. You walk in, you take your shoes off, and you wear different shoes
Yeah.
throughout the house.
Gosh, we just run through our house so much. Like with kids, you go like back
Exactly.
door,
Yeah.
front door.
Yes, all the time.
And I go barefoot half the time in and
Uh-huh.
out. So it's like I'm still bringing dirt into my home.
See, I wipe my
It's
feet
so
off,
funny.
and then we got this thing. I call her Trevor. That
Oh,
cleans. It's the running joke, but it's like a Roomba, but it runs through my
Uh-huh.
house and cleans up every day.
Okay.
So at least it like kind of cleans.
Yeah.
Yes, I call her Trevor because the voice on it is a girl. And I
Um,
just named it Trevor because I felt bad having a girl clean my house every day.
Okay. Love it.
So that's it's
Do
always
you like
funny.
your Roomba that you have?
Yeah.
Would you highly recommend it? Because we need one.
Oh yeah. No, this one was pretty sick. I can get you the name for it.
Yeah. That's
It was not inexpensive, but it does like the mopping and the
oh,
vacuuming.
blessings.
But it is still stupid. So I always
Yeah.
have to warn people.
But literally, we have so much food on our floor from our kids. It might be
Oh,
worth
yeah.
it.
Oh, like I'll
Glad I
legit
brought it.
click it, like walking out. Like if we made a
Yes,
mess,
that's amazing.
you click it and it does. You can set up rooms and it just does one room after
Wow.
meals. Like there's a setting already that says like after meal, and it just goes and cleans your
Love
2
that.
rooms.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we need
Yeah.
that.
I'll
Yeah.
find it for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
But anyways, thank you, Tyler,
Yeah, thank you guys.
for your wife finding Bear Proof.
Yes. And finally, they opened it up. You used to not be able to order it online. They just
Oh,
recently
wow.
did that. Yeah.
Okay. So you got like the original bottle hand delivered, and then you learned you could. Okay. Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. After we finished the first bottle, we're like, okay, how do we get another?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess our only option is
Fly
flying to
Jen back out?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, that's kind of expensive for a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
And then finally they opened it up, and I was like,
I feel like
still
she would've been
expensive.
okay
but
with it though.
Yeah.
She would have been fine then.
Please send me on vacation.
Right.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully you'll like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell us who you're donating to in the comments below. And if you don't want to donate to anybody besides the girl named Charity at the club, we understand. But we'd love you to donate to a real charity. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Cheers.